if you can't tell from the state of my room, it is completely covered with arcade stuff. And there's all my boards under there, and there's old stuff up there, and there's some down over here. Yeah, I've got a lot of stuff at the minute. Not really much. Well, it is quite a bit of stuff for me. And I'll just go through it. Basically, I've got the Vegas system, and it's in pieces at the minute, mainly because I was doing a bit of investigation. I actually found out that my board here, which is a well, supposed to be a Gauntlet Dark Legacy board, is actually an upgrade. And the reason I believe it's an upgrade, and the reason I believe that, is because down there you can see it says Midway Games and there's gas. Now, what's the chances that the first bit of that is Vegas? Because the Gauntlet Legends, there was an update for Gauntlet Dark Legacy was an update for Legends, and Legends runs on the Vegas board, and that's Vegas. And down here is Vegas board. Now, two are, Dark Legacy and Legends use the same CO board, the Sound IO board, but they use different motherboards. I think that's what this is, because the game actually runs quite slowly. I don't know if it happens on main, but it certainly runs slowly on my board, and I don't know if that's just because I've got a Vegas board or it's because the game is just slow. But yeah, I don't know. I got my. This is actually the video card I generally use with it, and it's got 3 heat sinks which came off the one of the old Seattle boards, because these chips get hot. And I want to protect this board because I know they overheat, so I've got that, and basically just put it in there and put a couple of fans, and that's all good. And then I've got this card, which I went on a Voodoo 2 buying rush at one point in just about last year, maybe beginning of last year. This was one of the boards I got. It was a 12 megabyte Voodoo 2 card, but I don't know if you'll be able to see this. Oh, can we get it to zoom? Focus even? No. Let's see if you can see that. It looks fine there, but I'll show you that actually there's some bent pins. You might be able to just see there's a couple of missing ones, and there's one off to the side there. So that one's dead, unfortunately, and that's just because I stored it badly. This is the original Voodoo 2 card from Gauntlet Legends. You know what I mean. Gauntlet Dark Legacy. Whoops, I didn't mean to hit that. This is the original Quantum Obsidian 2 PCB. It's just a standard. Well, it's actually a 10 meg graphics card. It's a standard Voodoo 2 essentially. The only difference really is just the layout and the fact it's only got 10 megs, because people say that you need to buy these cards because they've got a special BIOS on them, and that's absolute rubbish. They don't. These all work in standard PC, those all work in standard PC, those all work in Gauntlet Legends or Dark Legacy. No problems at all. As long as you get the right card, Voodoo 2 with 10 meg or more RAM, you'll be fine. Also, I had to repair this card. I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but there's like some pins bent in there. Yeah, you can just about make that out. A couple of pins that were bent in, and one of them was snapped, so I had to resolder it. And down here we've got the good old Seattle board. And if I remove it, this is the one I posted up a video on a little while back, saying I was having issues with it booting. I don't think the Galileo is at fault, thank God. I think this is. I'm not sure though, because this thing gets very hot. This is just a RAM DAC, which is just like a analog to digital, digital to analog convert. Sorry, but I measured the temperature. It's getting up to like 50 or more degrees. It's ridiculous. Like when you turn it on, it gets really hot. And this board doesn't boot, and it gets up to the video stage and then stops. So I was wondering if that was the case, which is why I also had these boards. I tried this board. It got hot, but it wasn't like nearly as hot as Quick. It got hot, but only after about like 10-15 minutes of being turned on. Same here. So what I might do is just desolder the original RAM DACs on one of the other Seattles, cut that one off because I don't want to touch a soldering gun onto that, and then I'll just like pop it on there and see if it fixes the issue. If not, well, I might just get one of the other ones to test to see how hot it gets, and if it doesn't get hot, you know, just ignore it. Anyway, down here we've got a lot of breadboard and an LCD, if I'm in the way of the light. This is a very complex project. Basically, it's over complex. It's got loads of shift registers, and what it does, and sorry about the light, in fact I don't have a torch or anything. What it is, if you follow these controller leads here, if you follow them, goes up to the standard Sega Mega Drive pad, goes into this circuitry, goes into this Arduino, and goes out to this jammer connector. Can you see where I'm going with this? Yes, you can just plug these straight into a jammer without a converter, but this allows me to, you know, that little Arduino circuit allows me to use. Sorry for the pause, it's late at night. Anyway, this little Arduino circuit allows me to use any Sega 3-button Mega Drive pad, or even 6-button Mega Drive pad, and use all of the face buttons and have them mapped. So start is start, ABC works, and then you can use a, if I go into my little drawer, you can use a 6-button Mega Drive pad as well, and all 6 buttons will work, start and mode included. And that's taken me ages to get working properly, so that's what that's about. And then it goes into the jammer harness and allows me to use it on a couple of other things. Not really a whole lot. I've got these boards just out because I was needing to get to under there. We've got a couple, and basically with Time Crisis 2 I'm waiting to get either a harness or make my own, and I just do not have the cash at the minute to do that. And probably the most designer of all things is this, in a minute. Right, so me and Jamie Sykes, if you watch him, or even know about him, he was like the guy that I did some of the Minecraft series stuff with. He's had an interest in some arcade boards, and he's had an interest in a Neo Geo. And so what we did is he went and got himself a couple of things, and firstly it was Puzzle Bobble. He went and got himself a cart, and went and also got himself Metal Slug. It's like 2 great games and very fun to play, and he basically made this. Well, we made it together, and if you can get it into the light, it's like a really nice custom designer thing that we've just done. All of this was rusted, like half of it was rusted up, and it would look awful. So what we've done is, firstly, we preserved the original stickers by putting a bit of clear tape over it, so that, you know, it's, even if you remove all this, you still got that. Same down here and here, even though you can't see it on this video. Nice S and K logos, and it looks better on the camera than it does on in real life. But it just looks great and gorgeous. And yeah, we bought it with an issue. Oh yeah, and because the batteries leak, we've actually put this battery upside down on the board, so if it does leak, it leaks onto the desk, and soldered some wires so that, you know, if we suspect the battery's bad, we can easily remove it. Just pull it off and replace it, so a lot easier, don't need to worry about it anymore of leaking. Has had a couple of trace repairs done by moi. I don't think it needed it, but they were scratched. Actually, one thing it did need was that was a gouge, and yeah, I thought I'd just better fix that, so I fixed that up for him. There was a couple of scrape traces on the top, but really I don't think it needed any of that. But it works perfectly fine for the most part. The only thing is, it doesn't seem to do right, because Metal Slug plays absolutely perfectly. I can see, you know, the only thing I thought I saw graphical wise was on one of the tanks, but I don't think it was really a graphical glitch. But this thing glitches out like nuts. I'll have to do it. Well, it's not like nuts, but it really does glitch out. I'll have to show you. You know, completely playable and completely fine, just graphics are a bit off. And also, can someone tell me why people remove the serials on these cartridges? It's pointless. I don't see the point of that, but I don't know. And yeah, this is the MV4F, so it's got the controller ports down there, it's got the headphone connector right there, and separate volume control, speaker volume control, the memory card IC slots, and then it's got the EL and the credit display and all of that stuff. And all the card slots work absolutely fine, no problems whatsoever. And because I'm such a nice guy, and I'm even, you know, I'm into my circuitries, what we're planning on doing, or at least planning slash have done, just need to mount it into the case, is firstly find where that board has gone. I did make him something for the Neo Geo 4, MV4, even though it worked on the 6 and the 2. That's disappeared. Oh, isn't that annoying? I have no clue where it's gone. Oh, there it is. So this is a hack job. And yeah, this is a little very tight board thing, or dot board as I like to call it. It's got 2 chips on there, both 74 logic. One's a 138 and one's a what's that? 74 LS174. And what this does is this side of it, although it's pinned, it's also even though this is pinned, this goes to the EL connector of that Neo Geo, which is not the exact pin out, it's just that was a temporary wire up. And these go to LEDs. These will go to your 4 LEDs, and what we're planning on doing, and not sure quite how to do it, is basically lighting up over the slot, or having a little LED down the side here to tell you what slot is being played. And why? Because we can. So what we've done, we've thought about like putting LEDs down the side to light up the carts up the side. I'll have to say though, I'm not sure if I like the dot LED or the lighting up on the inside, probably on the card slots, but still need to figure it out. But yeah, this board is what we use to basically on some of the original cabinets they had like the 4 sections for the marquees, the mini marquees, and this is a clone board of what would lit those individual marquees up to say what game's playing. So, just a little thing, and then we can mount it in there. And the great thing is it's quite small, so we can cut down the wires and make them, I'll put them on a connector, and then just put it onto, just mount it somewhere inside the casing, so, it's not really modding the board at all. And I've got to say that this is the vinyl that we put on this S&K board, is that we've wrapped it around the edge, and so it means that you can do this without cutting yourself now, which is great. But it means also the carts fit quite snugly into the slots, and black cart on black vinyl just looks awesome. Anyway, a couple of things that I've been doing lately. I do have a lot more things. Well, I have a couple more things that I was working on, but I can't show them because they're not here. This is my sort of home arcade quarters. I've got a couple more boards at work, but there's troubles of brewing with the boards at work. I'll have to go on talk about them another time. So, like I say, in order of importance, really, well, basically, I've not got really any important things. I'd like to get this circuit finished. It's pretty much ready, but for what Jamie would have needed it for, although it now doesn't, annoyingly. The Seattle I'd like to fix, but I'm not sure what the fault is. I think it's the gen DAC. I have no clue if it is. I'm probably about 50% sure it is, so. But, yeah, I don't know. All the pins seem to be fine. None of them shorting on the Galileo, so I don't know. Possibly it's damaged beyond repair, but I don't know. I'd rather get that thing working and then put it on that wooden board down there, but I don't know. Get a harness for Time Crisis 2 made and figure out the serial port connector. And this is something I'm working on Jammer Plus, which is what that serial port there does. It's standard RS-232. Apparently, in the manual, it says that port will allow you to talk to a VT100 terminal, but I have yet to get any discernible response, and I have enabled the comments thing, but pain in the bum to get it working. And another thing I'd like to do is get rid of this hard drive. Well, not get rid of it, but just like change it, because every time I have to put this away in the boxes over there, I have to remove the IDE cable, and this keeps, all my IDE cables keep snapping because they're not designed to be kept plugged in, plugging out, plugging in and plugging out. So what I might want to do is get like a right angle adapter or something for the hard drive and just image that onto the like an SD card or a CF card. And the only reason I want to do that is because, like I say, the cable's breaking, and also that has my save file on it, and I want to keep that on there. So yeah, another thing I'd like to do is like get a proper Durango board and see if that actually sorts out the slowdown. Yeah, a couple of little updates of what's going on at the minute, and there's just tons of stuff to sort out. But this is what happens when you get obsessed with arcades. I still love that SNK logo. I know it's not the authentic logo, but for what we could afford and what we could get at the time, I think it looks pretty good. Anyway, I'm sure we'll put a video up some other time soon, but thank you for watching.